So, hello everyone and welcome back to some more of the Dragon's Origins here with Gide and Ruska. Indeed, last time around I ended because of the fact that my computer was being a little bit too full overall, but hey, this is a alright spot to continue from to begin with. I was thinking that I don't indeed think that I have to go through those locations anymore, because we basically did loot everything. It just would be that if we want to kill every single guard that Hove had here, then sure, we should go kill them, and also that one man over here, but seems a little bit silly that we would be that bloodthirsty of wanting to kill exactly everyone. Of course, would give a little bit more experience, but I don't think it's that horribly big of a deal. So I think we can just go.
Yes.
Let us see about returning to Arleemon. I'd say Arleemon's estate. No one even in here anymore. I've never indeed done this. Maybe I've once tried to kill Sir Catherine just to see if I can do it, but then I've never kept it. Possibly. But otherwise definitely never done it. And let's just go straight to the Arleemon's estate. No other locations that I feel we have to go, although of course we did promise, for example, to take the ring to the sister of that one person and stuff, so like one of those prisoners. So in that sense I should be checking if I happen to be able to find that person where it might exactly be. But that's a ban of Stana, so it might be that she would be easier to see and find, while actually the landsmithy maybe? Not 100% sure. Oh yeah, I should nonetheless talk to this Shander Rosamund. I'll have. But we can do it after we come into here, talk to everyone, and then after that go back out there and then we can talk. But let's go to Arleemon first and foremost. Feel that that's a sensible thing to do. To check if even the... well, the lady has come here. Now suddenly can't think about the right name, but Anora.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
The Lady Queen has summoned me to see to her unmentionables.
Alright. You've spoken to Queen Anora?
Well, not much. Just, may I air that for you, my lady? She's brought a maid of her own to wait on her. I beg your pardon, sir, but I really can't be seen standing about. The housekeeper will have my head. Good day.
Good day to you too. Go on your way as you need to do. There, here they are.
Maker's breath. It's good to see you in one piece, my friend.
Sir Catherine's death is a waste, truly. But I suppose it could not be helped.
Oh, yeah, this time around at least, but yeah, usually I've never done it. So, this is the first time. So, what happens now?
We will need to work together, and quickly. My father has gone mad. I didn't believe it at first, but he is gripped by a paranoia so severe it prevents him from seeing sense. He saw me as a threat, yet even now I'm certain he will be telling the nobles you are dangerous murderers that have kidnapped and mind-controlled me. He may even believe it.
Strange stuff. So, we rescued you. To what end, though?
You will need ammunition come the Landsmeet, and I can help you in that regard. You have only just arrived in the city, so perhaps you are unaware of some recent events. Denerim has been in turmoil since Ostagar. Many people here are angry or grieving. Strangely, the unrest is worst in the alienage. Few elves accompanied the army. They should have little reason to be upset, which means that Hao and my father must have given them reason. I don't know what is happening there, but I am certain my father has his hands in it.
A useful lead, Anora, but you could have sent this information with your maid.
That is true. I feared for my safety as Hao's prisoner. But to tell the truth, I sent Arleemon to you because I hoped we might join forces. You need that evidence for the Landsmeet. But you also need a stronger candidate for the throne. You need me.
Well, that is of course question. Do we require you? But of course, I'm sure that your father would still easier be okay with you being the queen. That certainly, I'm sure, would be true. And what of Alistair?
I have no doubt Alistair is biddable enough, and decent, but even with his blood, he is no king. You think only I can see it? Not only that, Alistair is a Grey Warden. It will look like you are trying to put a Grey Warden on the throne, despite your claims. I am a neutral party, and I am already queen.
Anora, you are indeed Kaelin's widow, but...
I am the daughter of Ferelden's greatest general. Who do you think truly ruled this nation for the last 5 years? Kaelin. I am what this country needs, not an untrained king who does not even want the throne. I can help you stop my father. Consider what I have said. For now, I think I will retire to my room. Warden, when you have a moment, I ask that you speak to me in private.
Okay, we shall do so at some point. Certainly.
Well, she's quite spirited. I remember when Loghain first brought her to Denerim. Poor Kaelin was a good boy, but Anora was always 2 steps ahead. Had him jumping when she snapped since the first time she batted her eyelashes. I cannot help thinking she may be trouble, but we should keep her close, all the same.
Certainly. Why do you think she's trouble?
This is an alliance of convenience. For the moment, we are united against Loghain. Be careful how much trust you place in her. I do not for a moment think Anora means to give up her power easily. Still, I would rather have her where we can watch her than actively working for Loghain.
Sure, that's definitely true. It's better she's not working with Loghain, together with Loghain, because they would have a lot greater power against us if they were working together. But weren't we planning to depose her?
Anora was a capable administrator for Kaelin's lands, but she has not a drop of royal blood. We did not fight the Orlesians all those years just to lose our royal line in a single generation. Not when there's a surviving son of the blood.
Maybe Alistair should marry Anora if it works for the both of them. I don't know any better anyways. I don't know about your human politics.
Are you serious? No, never mind. I don't even want to hear the rest of this. You two just keep talking about me. I'm gonna stand over here with my fingers in my ears.
That would certainly solve a lot of problems, and put forth the strongest argument before the Landsmeet to remove Loghain from power. With Therin blood on the throne, and Anora's wisdom and popularity, Ferelden could present the most united front against the Blight. Unfortunately, the marriage would never happen, unless they both agreed to it. And I suspect that might take a lot of persuading to get past her pride and his humility.
Yeah, and of course it's the question. Personally, I would have to say that if I was in Alistair's shoes, I would have to consider it a little bit weird when it's still your half-brother's late 5 that you would go and marry. But it of course would be a strong front. There would be royal blood nonetheless in the throne. Plus, well, Anora is already and has been a good queen. So in that sense it would be pretty good, but yeah. So why is it so important to put Marik's son on the throne?
Ferelden was first united by Calenhad, the Silver Knight. For 400 years, his descendants have ruled Ferelden. That was the heritage we preserved from the Orlesians. And it is the heritage I will fight for as long as one of Calenhad's descendants still lives. Without that to unite us, we could scatter back to warring Terniers.
makes sense. That was the original reason that united Ferelden, even if it was a long time ago, because 400 years, yeah, a lot of things could change, but yeah, you might like to preserve that. But Alistair doesn't know the first thing about being king at the moment, but of course he can learn.
No, I don't, which I've told both of you on many occasions. If Anora's turned against Loghain, I say let her keep the crown. It looks better on her anyway.
You're both wrong. With a few months of experience, Alistair will make a fine king. He knows how to lead troops to defend his land. He knows how to stand and fight for justice. He knows how to show compassion to those less fortunate, and how to trust to the Maker's guidance to know right from wrong. And he knows who to turn to for aid, should that training fail him. He will be fine.
Of course, all of that is true. Like, he does have a lot of good qualities, obviously enough.
We certainly have a great deal to plan.
What do you think he's doing in the alienage?
Maker knows what that man is capable of now.
I guess that's true.
Of course, if I might make a suggestion, go speak with Anora. She will either be a powerful ally or a powerful enemy, and the sooner we know which she is, the better.
True, of course. True, of course. Codex updated about Queen Anora. Maybe we will read more, but she made her way to Eamon's Denerin estate and there offered her aid in defeating her father and at the land's meet even. Ah, poor Alistair.
I haven't been here in a while. They've changed the dining room. Ask away. Of course.
Was there anything that I could ask? Not really. Not really. Assuming that probably not. Hey, Riordan, you're here too.
I'm glad you made it safely away. I hear Howe's death has already brought no small amount of cheer to the city.
That's good to know. I was hoping I could learn a bit more about the Grey Wardens. I just know what Duncan had been able to tell me, and of course what Alistair knows, but still, some more viewpoints wouldn't be bad.
Well, I'd be happy to tell you what I know, but it seems to me that you've picked the important parts up yourself. Be firm in your beliefs, protect people from their own ignorance, and be as loyal as you can to your brothers, even knowing you'll share their deaths.
How were the Wardens founded?
It was near 1200 years ago, and no one knows for sure, except that it began with a group of Ander soldiers. Apparently, they defected from their king's army, vowing that fighting the Blight was more important, and traveled all the way to Tevinter themselves. They were the first ones to track down the archdemon Dumat, and the ones to slay him, although none survived the battle. But they had picked up followers by then, and it was they who formally founded the Order, and were recognized by Thedas.
Interesting. So have you ever been to the fortress in Weissapt?
Once only, and I'd rather not go again. It's far, lass, and very foreign. The wardens there, they fight darkspawn like you and me, but they're shaped by the winters there in the forest. They're a cold group and don't care like they should about the rest of the world. Their king is weak, and many Anders look to the wardens to rule. I hate to say this, but some of them seem to want it that way.
Different for certainty. So how many wardens are there?
It's tough to say. Only the fortress in Weishaupt has every record. But there are certainly a few dozen or hundreds in every nation in Thedas. The Underfells are home to over 1,000. It's almost like the Archdemon chose Ferelden deliberately, knowing how unguarded it is.
Makes sense. Makes sense. So why has it been so long since the last Blight?
Archdemons don't awaken on their own, you know. It takes the Darkspawn, tunneling and tunneling, searching for centuries to find one. And with no one to lead them, it must be sheer chance, or maybe instinct, which leads them. What's surprising isn't that it takes so long between Blights. What's surprising is that they succeed at all. But I imagine the old gods call to them. And it's that voice in the darkness which drives them through so many generations.
I wonder how many more of the old gods there would be, like how many more blights can there be? Or is there always going to be a new one? Is it endless? I don't know. I guess that's all for now about that.
The important thing to remember is, none of that matters. When you're facing Darkspawn, all you need to know is to stop them at all costs.
Of course.
I'm glad you made it safely away. I hear Howe's death has already brought no small amount of cheer to the city.
Did you know Duncan very well?
We went through our joining together, more years ago than I like to remember. He was exactly the same back then, tough as stone and just as grizzled. I think he understood sooner than the rest of us how ugly a choice it is to let the few be sacrificed to protect the many. Always left himself a soft spot for his recruits, though. Only where he ever let himself down.
So what are your plans now?
When I'm well enough, I'm going to continue my journey toward Ostagar. Hopefully I'll be able to trace the heart of the Blight and where the Archdemon itself abides. If we want to defeat this Archdemon, we need to know where it is and how soon it might strike.
Makes sense. You're going alone? Shouldn't I go with you?
If there were more of us, I would agree. But as it is, I don't think we can deprive all the armies you've gathered of a commander.
It's kind of weird for me to be thinking of myself as the commander, but I guess it's the case, considering we are the one who put them all together, formed all the armies, but still doesn't really seem fitting that we are the general, so to speak. Could you tell me about the vault again? I wonder, what vault are we exactly talking about? Oh yeah, I guess where the Darkspawn blood here should be, right?
It's located just off the Market District in the northern alley past the Old Noble Tavern. I'll sketch out the code which will let you pass the lock wheel. Inside you can take your pick of whatever equipment remains. It is the stockpile the wardens have kept for centuries, for the defense of Denerim.
Okay, I have to be looking where it exactly would be. Okay, so I really should be going then.
Good luck to you then. We will have to talk again when the Landsmeet is more settled.
Sure. Makes sense. There's a chest here too, but I didn't just take those boots because I didn't need to. Okay, so let's go talk to some more peoples, shall we? See if they have anything more to say. Ben, of course, definitely doesn't. I can check at least Morrigan.
If one more servant asks if what comes, my friend?
Yeah, I don't think so. But I was just thinking that maybe could have something more to add, but probably not. So, Queen Anora is over here then, hanging out. Hello.
Hello again, Warden. It is good that you came to speak with me. I will be blunt. I can see that your voice will be a strong one in days to come. It is to you that Eamon listens, and with good reason. My father must be stopped, but once that is done, Ferelden will need a ruler. I would welcome your support for my throne.
You think you are a better candidate than Alistair?
Do you disagree? You are a fellow Grey Warden. What do you think of Alistair's potential to rule? Never mind his willingness.
Being a good ruler requires more than ambition, though.
Alistair seems like a kind, well-meaning man, and biddable enough. These are admirable qualities, if not kingly ones. He also seems to be a fine Grey Warden, which is exactly why he should remain one and serve the kingdom by defeating the Darkspawn.
It's just how do you know so much about him?
Kaelin knew of Alistair. It was Arleemon that kept Alistair out of the courts, as Merrick had desired. Oh, there are some who would follow Alistair out of respect for his Therin blood. The others would see this as Eamon grabbing for power. Who else do you think Alistair would turn to for help? Eventually, the nobility would return to the old days of constant warring with each other. Alistair's weakness would destroy everything Merrick built.
What's your alternative?
I have ruled this nation on Kaelin's behalf for many years. I am a great queen, and as beloved by my people as I love them. Ferelden needs an effective ruler with experience to see it through the Blight and after. That is not Alistair. Thus, I say again, I would welcome your support for the throne if you would give it.
Are you proposing an alliance?
That is exactly what I am proposing. When the time comes, you support my bid in the Landsmeet to remain on the throne. You will be seen as my father's enemy, yet you will be in support of his daughter. You will be seen as supporting the interests of Ferelden, as opposed to solely those of the Grey Wardens. In return, I add my voice to yours. Do you see? Together we can do what alone we cannot.
What happens to Locane if you are queen?
He is my father, as well as a great general, who has served his nation well until now. If there is a way for him to live, I would prefer it.
I can understand that. Would prefer it. He is still your father, no matter the reasons or whatever he's done. Justice must be done, don't you think?
I will always be my father's daughter, but even I know he must pay for his crimes. It will not make me glad, even so. Does that affect your decision? Can we yet come to an arrangement?
Why not simply marry Alistair? The best of both worlds?
Ignoring that the man looks so much like Kaelin, my recently dead husband, if you'll recall, my main fear is that he might govern like Kaelin as well. But it is true that Alistair has Therin blood. To some, this is more important even than practical considerations. A union might be considered a compromise, but is this something Alistair even desires?
I think I could convince him. That would be for the best for Ferelden, I presume. As much as I understand of politics anyways. It seems the best option. But hey, what do I know? I think I could convince him.
Let me say this. If Alistair is willing to stand back and allow me to continue governing the nation, then I would be willing to have him as my king. It is my understanding that governing does not appeal to him anyhow. If that is so, this is a compromise I can live with.
Governing, but meaning about all the, I guess, taxes and whatever things like those. It shouldn't be meaning just that Alistair would be just basically a puppet, right? At least I would hope so. Why would he agree to those terms?
Do you foresee me agreeing to place an untried, unwilling man on the throne otherwise? One whose largest decisions to date have consisted of which shoe to put on first? If it will settle matters more quickly, I am willing to agree to this. But only if it will benefit Ferelden.
I will try to speak to him then, I guess.
Do so. I will be interested to hear what he has to say.
Well, yeah, that's going to be interesting to see what Alistair will say about that.
My lady, she will be forever grateful, Warden.
Well, that's good to know. Forever grateful. But yeah, of course, both of them would require at least to agree to it. So
I'm guessing someone told Anora I was planning to steal her throne. She has a nasty glare. Did anyone mention this wasn't my idea? I think she's a great queen. As far as I'm concerned, she's welcome to it.
Yeah, you would be happy at least in that sense about it. You still don't want to be king then?
I'm not a political man. I like being a warden. There's real evil out there, and it's something we can fight. It's something we can defeat. Making laws, settling disputes, that's not me. I wouldn't have the first idea how to do it. What do you think I should do? Go ahead and be king, just to let it happen?
Well, that's a good question. Like you are nonetheless a good man, so you could definitely do good things as a king, which, well, Queen Anora definitely would be a different type of, if she would be ruling alone, she would be a different type of ruler as you would be alone, and you together would be different type of a rule set, but as such, do you mind the idea that maybe if you would go and marry her? I don't know. I think you should marry Anora, to be honest, just because it would be the best of both worlds and you would make a strong alliance.
Marry her? As in marriage, as in be her husband? You've spoken to her about this? You did, didn't you? Why would you do that? Did you take a blow to the head? That's crazy.
I'm sorry. Let's see. She can rule while you lead. Compromise for peace, definitely too. No, definitely wouldn't choose that ever. It's a smart move, and I think you know that too, right?
Maybe you're right. I hate it when you're right. Go ahead, then. Tell her I'll do it if it comes to that. Now, excuse me while I go have a small heart attack somewhere. No big deal, right?
Yeah, no big deal. I'm sorry, Alistair, but I'm sure you guys can be working out together, okay? I hope so.
I haven't been here in a while. Ask away.
Like for the future, thinking about future, for example, I think they should be able to do pretty well together as able to be ruling over Ferelden overall. Of course, I have no idea how it will be working out. I guess whenever I get the Dragon Age 2 or Dragon Age Inquisition, I'll actually see how the heck that will be working out, but I'm definitely interested to see. Definitely interested to see how that would work out.
Well, have you spoken to my lucky betrothed yet? Or will we be reduced to passing notes?
Possibly. He's agreed to your terms.
He has? I wasn't expecting that, to tell you the truth. To marry Kaelin's brother. Well, I suppose stranger things have happened. If it will truly help matters... Is this it, then? I agree to marry Alistair to retain my throne, and in exchange I give you my support. If not, then tell me now.
Marry Alistair, and you will have my support. Yes.
Done. So, we have a deal, Warden. I trust you'll keep your end of the bargain. Now, I suppose, comes the task of dealing with my father. That will be no small feat, of course, but I am certain you already know this. I imagine you have much to do. Is there anything else you needed from me?
Well, do you happen to need anything?
No. And while I know your concern is hardly disinterested, still, thank you. I have spoken with Alistair. Perhaps this mad betrothal won't be quite the curse it first seemed.
First it seemed like a curse, but yeah, he's a good man. He is, and I think he is smarter still, even though he can be a little bit naive. But I think he's smarter than Kaelin was. So, in all honesty, I definitely do think so. Definitely do think so. That is my opinion of the matter anyways. There's Shale. Don't think there's a lot of other people I need to talk to, but I'll just run through anyways.
The Queen is here.
I can hardly believe it.
I didn't think much of her dress, to tell the truth.
She's very beautiful, though.
But she brought no finery. No attendants. No ladies in waiting. It's scandalous. A queen's visit ought to be at least as showy as the Festival of Summer Day.
Well, she didn't really have the time to do things like that, but
The Queen is here.
yeah, the queen is here indeed. You win. I wanted to see you.
This is a nice estate, isn't it? What's on your mind?
Let's see, is there anything I can say? Nah.
It is no trouble.
Nothing really important anyways. Yeah, they just gossiping about that fact. And then there's Okran.
What do you mean we're out of eggs? Don't those chickens know they're laying for an Arl?
Alright, also what I should be doing is at least give Sevran his gift, because why shouldn't we when we can? As in a gold bar, not like anyone else is gonna want that.
You have excellent taste.
Thank you. Very much. The most excellent of tastes. Then we do have a lot of stuff we could be selling and all that, but massive dexterity. Alright, well, I'll check Okran, I guess, because I don't... How much did we have with Okran in the... how much he likes us, so to speak? Some of them, but yeah, Okran is definitely the lowest with 45 warm, so...
I got a moment, sure. What about?
Probably nothing, yeah.
Alright.
It's definitely definitely difficult to get to his good side. So there's not even that many things that we could be giving. You could give a painted sky ball. That's great. I'm sure he would really love it. Reminding him always of the starry night sky. Make him feel more drunk. Maybe, possibly, it's a possibility to be able to work out like that. Alright, nonetheless. It's a little bit difficult to go and actually try to say to Alice that, hey, you should be marrying Anora. But it seems to like the strongest alliance that we could be getting, so... Seems reasonable nonetheless. Seems reasonable. We'll see how that will work out, though. We shall see. Loading for a while. But then we need to go and check alienage, yes. But we should at least also try to check some other locations. Like, for example, that warden location where warden's things should be held in here somewhere. Yeah, that's of course the Chantry. That's to the Elven alienages. Because I think he said that it was supposed to be in the Market Square area, so it shouldn't be that sort of a distant location from here. So I don't think so. Well, let's try to see if we can see anyone that we should be specifically talking to.
Magic exists to serve man and never to rule over him.
Who was it that I was supposed to talk in here? There was someone missing action. Sander Rosamund, right? Yeah.
Who have taken his gift and turned it against...
Blessed are the peacekeepers, champions of the just.
Thanks. So there's at least that one completed. One more. Master Facile wants a sextant. Wonder where it exactly is. This I wasn't planning to actually do, even though I could. Then Bansicard I probably meet at the last meet. I think, maybe. And that to the Ban Austana. And then unrest in the alienage specifically. And those that I'm not certain exactly how it will all work out. Oh yeah, I can return for that, but not for the love letters yet anyway, so that doesn't exactly matter that much. I need to check if I can see some other location here I could be going into, just because of the fact that indeed there was talk that, hey, there is some location that the Grey Wardens use here that maybe I could go into there or something, so Just for that reason, I'll check if there is actually some other spot here that I could now go into. Even though I don't see one right now at least, but it's at least not too big of a problem to try to check a little bit.
Should we be... Wait, someone's listening.
Asking for trouble.
We're asking for... Quiet. We haven't done anything yet.
What are you planning to do then?
You hear about... Oh, don't mind us. Just talk, that's all.
Uh-huh. Sure. Just talk. Brother Jenny TV probably hasn't done anything more as of yet. Like, there was this warehouse, but surely it's not this location. Because we already visited here anyways, unless there's a secret entrance in here or something. But I don't think there should be. It seemed weird if there was. Well, maybe there is. Okay. Guess this was it then. Alright, some more loots. Gonna question if we should be taking all of these loots, but we can. Map of the Underfells. A beautiful illustrated map of the Underfells that includes drawing of strange beasts. I wonder who likes that. I never know who would like these maps and stuff. I've never discovered it, so it's always like, I have no idea who might like something like this. I really don't know. Duncan's shield, a gift. Ah. This insignia of the Grey Wardens is emblazoned on this shield, which once belonged to Duncan. It was found in the Grey Wardens' cache in Denerim. Ah. I have to, of course, give that to Alistair, obviously enough. I should sell all the really crappy stuff, like just boots and stuff, chain boots. Not gonna ever use them, and otherwise we're again going to be having too much inventory. Or too little space in the inventory, too full of inventory. So let me just sell quickly to this dwarf fellow here some things.
Dwarven... Welcome back. Is there something else you'd...
I would like to sell a lot. That's for sure. That's exactly what I would like to do. Yeah, all of these goddamn things, I never, ever use them. Never, ever. A lot of these do seem a little bit more interesting at this point. Basically, this would be better than Duncan's dagger, just from damage point of view, but of course it does nothing otherwise special, plus Duncan's dagger is the Duncan's dagger. I don't really want to be getting rid of it. The Summer Sword is also crude, great one, we just got it. Dragonbone Great Sword, well... Not that we're gonna use these because they're just normal ones. High Constable's Mace. That's pretty good. Stamina regeneration in combat in general. Mauls from the Dragonbone. That one. Massive damage to Darkspawn. Let's sell at least those ones. Griffin's Helm. Electricity resistance. Interesting. Knight Commanders. Those definitely, and those all need to be sold. And even leather boots I guess I'll keep for now, just because. Ancient Elven Armor I'll keep. Redcliffe Elite Shield, seems like a pretty good one. I wonder how good Alistair's shield was exactly. The Eamon shield. Same defense. And this one, Eamon's shield does have more defense and then stamina, when this has just then a lot of other stuff overall. Not that big of a differences overall, of course. This has 12 defense, more defense overall, and then fire and cold resistances, but it does have -2 to willpower. Don't feel like selling it, however. It just always feels wrong to sell something like that. So, guess I won't be doing exactly that. But let's get rid of that. So 71, actually Blank Vellum is definitely completely 100% useless, so cancel also that thing. Okay, that's at least better than it was before. So a lot more, of course, that we should be selling, but that shouldn't be too bad. Not too bad. Nux. Little Nux. Just that I couldn't even be opening by myself. Which is totally fine.
So I spoke to this hunter the other day, and you know what he says?
The one who talked about all the werewolves.
The very same. Said he saw him plain as day. Wonder what he's been drinking.
Saw the hero, Dane, walking beside them too, I expect. With Andraste following behind.
Yeah, most likely.
Yes, definitely. Okay, alienage door is actually open this time around, which of course is how it should be. But okay, I think we'll be ending here for today, and next time around we indeed go and enter the alienage. Otherwise, at least a lot of things have been already sorted out, and we're ready to go in. So, thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed some more of the Dragon Age Origins. So, thank you, and see you next time. Bye bye. To be continued with Kira Rusha next time in Dragon Age.